Hey Roger, congratulations. What an amazing and great win over Songa today. I'm not even going to say amazing, but just a great win. Just doing what you were supposed to do and getting where you were supposed to be. So you're on your way to the quarterfinals, which I am so glad, my friend. I am super happy about that. So I did manage to see the highlights today on YouTube. I'll also post them in case you didn't get a chance to see how good you look today. I mean, you were a completely different man. You reminded me of the man who came into the Australian Open 2010 and played with a sense of urgency all the way from stage one all the way to the finals against Murray that year, where you had him actually burn a hole in his shoe, which was really funny. Um, yeah, so I mean, you were playing with even more fire, and you're just you're playing even better than you were in 2010. But I felt like you were just, you were really trying to be on top of things, and not even trying to be on top of things. You were just on top of things in 2010. You were really going for everything, covering every point or whatever. But I mean, you now just today just running all over the place, doing what you needed to do, and your freaking net approaches. There were a good 5 times that I saw, like, Roger, oh my God, trust me when I say I was feeling so much in my heart. It was so brilliant, your net approaches. I mean, this is what I feel like, like something in my video yesterday where I was saying, like, I feel like this is a good partnership with you and Stefan Edberg, because I just feel like, something feels just a little more organic here, and the way that you're actually playing, it feels like it's something that actually works for you. I know I had said to you the Australian Open particularly, like I think it was the Australian Open 2012, where it kind of felt like you were playing someone else's game. You were playing against Rafa. No, you looked really good and aggressive, and you're hitting a ball great. It just didn't look like it was like your game. But this really looks natural. It feels natural. The changes that you made, I feel like in the past, like, you've had trouble with your rhythm, like figuring when to come to net, and sometimes you were coming too early, sometimes you were too obvious in approaching the net, and then you got a lot of passing shots and stuff like that. I saw some of that particularly, I think, in 2009 at the US Open, and at a number of tournaments where there was a time when you seemed to be struggling, like, with the timing and the rhythm. But you were so fantastic today in the highlights that I saw. I mean, it's just great. It's great. And yesterday I made this long video. I don't even know if you had, like, a chance to see it or whatever, but I really felt that you weren't listening to your coach. I felt that you were seemingly falling into the pattern again where you one, help with something, but then you're not, like, listening to the advice. And for me, it seems like you really took direction and that it's working. So I'm super happy. I was so happy, Roger. I can't tell you, so happy. At 9 o'clock here, like, to tell you the truth, really, it just made my day to open up Google and see that you actually have won the match. And then, hours later, now it's about 8:45, maybe 12 hours later almost, I just saw the highlights, and I mean, you just look fantastic. There's no problem again, like, you have the athleticism, you have, everything that you need in order to get the win. You keep playing like this, you are totally capable of being the champion of this tournament. Totally, completely capable. You definitely could get through these guys a lot easier than what it would have seemed like in the past. So you're playing this way. I noticed again, a lot of people were, of course, watching your match, and then a lot of, of course, Murray and everybody else is going to be watching you. It's what they did last year. It's what they do all the time. But, you have to keep an eye on Roger Federer. Roger, so you have to understand that people can never sleep at the wheel with you, and so you're going to have to keep up this level of play, this level of I'm gonna make this word up. I think actually I heard Djokovic say it one time. It's a good word, but it's not a word that really exists in English, but he used it and it makes sense. Aggressivity. Aggressivity. There's things more aggressivity. I heard him say that one time in an interview, and I'm not laughing at him, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, it's like, that's a good word, actually. But anyway, I think just keep staying the way that, you know, you came across in the highlights. And I know sometimes the highlights could come off a little bit more deceptive than what the actual match was. But hell, you won that actual match. So for me, it makes sense. I also saw, you know, your net approaches were brilliant. But as you go on past Tsonga onto a Murray who's about the same, you know, as far as power is concerned, like they're two very powerful people who can like generate a lot of pace on a ball suddenly, you know, and they've got precision, they've got just enough to really hurt somebody. So I feel like some places where you sort of took chances, even though you were taking less chances than what you normally do, you know, you were, to clarify my point, you were more about putting the ball away today than I have ever seen you in a long time. So that was really good. I feel like despite that, let me just say maybe, let's just say if you normally put away the ball like 30% of the time, or, you know, you go for winners or whatever you want to call it, like 40% of the time. I feel here you were doing it maybe 60% of the time, but I think against Murray, you're going to probably kick it up another 10% to do it 70% of the time. Like, no playing footsie, no caring, you know, continue to take the ball early. Like a couple of times I saw you take the ball early, which is what I always say. And as a matter of fact, I said that in one of my videos to you before playing against Murray in the World Tour Finals in 2012, I believe. I think it was 2012. And you won that match against Murray. So I just feel like, you know, taking the ball early is great, is great. And I don't feel like Murray he's a really great returner, obviously. I think his service getting better, right? I don't know. But whatever, like, I feel like I'm going off into territory. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so I'm not going to comment on that too much. But I do know he's a great returner. But I feel like he's like thick, you know what I mean? And the way he runs across the court seems like, you know, he's just going to end up like injured over time or just banged up over time. He's just not, the wear and tear that he exerts on his body, or that impacts his body by the style of his play, just for me is not going to support a career of longevity. You know, and that's one of the reasons why you play so fluidly all of your life. It's probably one of the greatest reasons, obviously, why you can continue to play now. And, you know, look at these highlights against Tsonga today, and I mean, you just look like a machine out there, you know? I mean, what can I say? So, you know, I feel like playing against Murray, though, you know, some of the shots that you were able to get off on Tsonga, some of them, you won't be able to get off on Murray, because he is pretty quick, though. I will say that, right? He's pretty quick, but he's still, you know, the way his body, you know, it's like something. He needs to lose weight or something. I don't know what it is. Just, you know, the Tsonga lost some weight, right? I believe Tsonga lost some weight. But as you can see, like, even though Tsonga's lost weight, it's not helping, because he still, no matter what, doesn't believe that he's supposed to win anything deep down inside. That's always going to be his problem. It seems like he's slightly growing out of it. So maybe like in 3 years he'll win maybe a Grand Slam or 2 or something like that, because he's completely capable. It's a shame, you know what I mean? Like, if he were really on top of his game, you know, like, let's just say maybe we took like a Djokovic and put it into Tsonga, or even a Rafa, or you know what I mean? Like, if you just took the spirit of those people and put it into a sangha, like his skill is pretty damn sick, along with the power in his game. Come on, you know, some of those shots, I have to say, I mean, I am totally glad you won, but there's some time I'm just like, there's really no reason for Osanga to be losing out there. He should be pushing Federer to the next level of his game. Like, you know, there's just certain things, like, I'm sure, I know that you would have adjusted and overcome stuff, but he didn't even push you. He didn't push you to that level, even though you were playing high intensity, though. I will give it to you. You know, you looked fantastic. Like, the best Federer I've ever really seen. Other than World Tour Finals, I thought you looked great, too. This is just off the top of my memory. That one year against, when you didn't win against Djokovic. Like, I thought you looked great, but here you were just all over everything. Like, you were just, oh, that, and I think Cleveland, like, not Cleveland, Cincy, also you looked pretty good. But you know what I noticed too, Roger, like, and it's my leg going up against this table, sorry, it's making that noise. You know what I noticed too, that it seems like, and I could be totally wrong, but this is just what I've noticed. I'll just say that. It's not that maybe you're doing something new, but I've just noticed when you serve, like I'm going to use a P. Diddy term now, your snapback time, like when you serve, you know, like the time between releasing or launching the ball, I guess you could say, to the time you actually straighten yourself back up or recover, regroup yourself, is like really awesome. I just have seen a couple of things over the last couple of days where you just like serve, snap back, like really snap back. And I don't even know, because it's probably like ultimately natural for you, but it's actually really beautiful thing to see how you do it. And it's also really brilliant, your footwork, because not everyone can get that really good footwork. I don't know, certain things that you can you sort of master, which is, yeah, it's something that you do like with both of your feet. Like you will sort of, instead of like really moving, you allow yourself like just like move just a little bit and then land on your both feet. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's pretty brilliant. But particularly with the serve, you know, you've been like really, I think you've been regrouping yourself or readying yourself into position to receive balls a lot faster, and it just really looks good. So I just wanted to tell you that too. So I'm glad, because I gave you this whole speech yesterday about not listening and about your body language in the video with Stefan, where you were doing, you were practicing, and at first I didn't know, like I just watched it. I just watched the video and I watched the interaction between the two of you. And I was like, oh my God, like it made me feel like a little uncomfortable, like, oh, Roger doesn't seem like he wants to be approached, you know? And then you seemed like a little defensive because of, you couldn't hear the words that you were saying, you both were saying to each other, but he had said something to you like really low-key, nice, almost like one walking on like eggshells, and then you answered him in like a defensive and high-pitched voice. And it wasn't like really, it wasn't like really aggressive or anything like that, but it was kind of like, I know, you know, something you said, I think you said, I know, you know, something, I don't know. Anyway, I said all of this stuff, and then I was like, I said all this stuff in the video, and I was like, well, let me go back and watch that video again. And then it's like, I was watching it, I was like, well, Roger doesn't seem the way that I really explained it. And I was like, well, why did I get this impression? And then I looked at, the impression that I got was based on the interaction between the both of you. It was Stefan kind of like, you were playing, and you had just finished the play, and he wanted to say something new, and he just kind of like shuffled over, like, let me just kind of be cool. I'm not going to go over that extra purposeful, like, let me be the teacher telling you what to do. You know, it was like, his body language was like, let me just kind of mosey on over, kind of cool, easy, You know what I mean? I think I got that, you know, unconsciously. Like, his body language and walking toward you was like, you know, let me just take it easy because I don't want to, you know. And then your body language, like, it was like you were walking back from the baseline or whatever, and it's like, instead of looking at him, and I love you, Roger, I'm not trying to say, oh my God, you're being such a prick, oh my God, Roger Federer is being a prick, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I noticed that you walking from the baseline, like, I noticed you saw him in your peripheral vision, like, but you just kept your face straight, like, you really, that's what people do when they don't want to be approached, you know. And it wasn't like you were being nasty or awful or anything like that. Maybe you're just trying to concentrate. I don't know. Let me stop bullshitting. I don't really think you were just trying to concentrate. I really think you didn't want to be bothered. But anyway, so that's what led to that video yesterday. But I feel like, you know, this is such a really good thing. It seems like, you know, you just, today, your play, you turned it around. I feel like you're listening and trying new things, and I feel like they're working, and I'm super, super, super happy for you. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I was so freaking happy to see your win today over Tsonga. And, you know, like I said, if you keep playing like this and even keep fine-tuning it even more, I mean, my God, I mean, you're in a position right now where you could just really take the entire tournament. Like, that's real. You know, I always say that I know you can win and stuff like that, but a lot of times I'm talking about your actual ability. Now I'm talking about your ability, your readiness, your intensity, and another word I can't think of. But it's something along the lines, it's likability too, your capacity perhaps. I think you're ready, you know. I don't think, like, I know you're ready, like, to take this whole thing, like, just based on what I saw today, because you have eliminated the fact that a lot of players can neutralize. There's an issue that you have with putting a lot of speed on balls, like, consistently. Can you do it? Yes. But, you know, typically you're playing with one hand and most people are playing with two, so they're able to generate a lot more power. And the other guys a lot of them are bigger also, too. They're taller and, you know, just bigger, you know. But I feel like, number one, today, seeing you got down to the assassin technique. Number two, like, you have no problem with, you know, you have no problem with being an assassin. Maybe that's not like a bad word for you, but, you know, like, really putting away balls, like, really putting away the point, and not worrying about the other player and all this. You're just doing what you need to do. So I felt like you were really doing that. And yeah, I just feel like your approaches to net, obviously, even with me, without me saying it, were just better than I've ever freaking seen you do them, and so brilliant in a good 5 or 6 cases of what I saw today. So freaking brilliant. That coupled with just your natural skill and your natural intensity, and also your willingness to just be on top of everything today, I'm super proud of you. And I know that that combination of you being able to come to net at the proper times, like you did, take the ball early, you know, you are freaking dangerous right now. Like, you could totally take this tournament, you know what I mean? You keep your mental frame of mind really good. You were playing better than these guys. Like, you can get them because you've eliminated, again, that open door where guys are neutralizing, you know, some of the fact that you can't generate a lot. You tend to not be able to always generate so much power to knock people back on their heels, where some other players are able to do it. Not all, but some. So I feel like the fact that you're approaching the net strongly, your timing is on, your rhythm is on, your instincts are really good as far as what I saw. You know, it's amazing because you had so many problems with this before. You had so many problems with your rhythm, like when to come to net, the instinct of everything. Like, you were able to do it sometimes, but there was other times where it's just like, well, I don't know when to go, you know. And I feel like now, you know, some of it is probably because you had practice doing it kind of beforehand. But I really feel like somehow this interaction with this new coach is the one who was able to like make it click in the head, like, for real. I don't know how and in what way, but I really believe that he did something really good. I think that this is a great partnership. I'm so happy for you. So anyway, those are my thoughts today. I don't know, maybe I left some unfinished points, I'm not sure, but I am super duper proud of you, number one, because you look like, you know, somebody who is all about winning. Not somebody who wants to win, somebody who is all about the win. Like, there's just no other option but the win. And I think, again, truly, more than any time in the last maybe year and a half, that I know you can actually take this tournament the way you're playing. You know what I mean? I feel like you're mentally strong, and you know, I feel like you're fresh, snap, whippy. You know, your legs look young. Take good care of yourself too. You know what I mean? Like, ice up, do whatever you have to do. Don't cut corners on that. You know, you're not here to like, you're here to take it all away. You know what I mean? And I really truly think and know that you're in more of a position now than ever. In the last couple of years to really take this tournament, this entire tournament, and that's getting through the rest of the top guys, and I'm like dead serious about it. You could totally take this. You should take this tournament the way you're playing. I'm totally serious about that. So, you know, I don't see anything. There are times when I see kind of like other guys playing really well, and then you know, there's times that I've seen you playing as well and playing also, and you know, you just don't get that gut feeling sometimes, but you're really ready for this. You're ready for this, and I feel like you're mentally ready and confident and thirsty, and you were just all over everything today. And I love the fact that you were just all into it, you know, more than ever. Not just committing to the point, but you were all over it, all into it, from what the highlights that I saw. So anyway, and I'll let you go. Oh gosh, I enjoy talking so much. I don't even want to go back into the stupid freaking spreadsheet crap that I've been doing for the last 2 days. I don't want to do it. You know how you just done so much stuff you just don't want to do for many years, and now I'm just to the point where, you know what, I just don't want to do it anymore. So I have to figure out a way soon enough to cultivate a new lifestyle, so I don't have to continue to do things I just don't want to do, you know. Anyway, have a good one, and take care. And I'm so glad again, and you totally made my day this morning. It was like a nice perk in the morning, like, Roger beat Songa. It is on to the quarterfinals. See you soon. Have a good one, and lots of love.